Even past midnight at the Lindner Family Tennis Center in Mason, Ohio, an electric intensity hung in the air. The grounds of the Cincinnati Open typically echo with the cheers of American and European fans, but tonight the atmosphere was entirely different. Across every section of the stadium, blue, red, and yellow flags fluttered proudly under the floodlights, the national flag of the Philippines. Loud chants filled the arena, GX, GX, Alex. The fans cheered for their national icon, Eala, with a fervor that made the match feel less like a tennis contest and more like a high-stakes national mission. Eala, the 21-year-old internationally recognized tennis star, stood on the court facing world number 10 and two-time Grand Slam finalist Amanda Anisimova. Anisimova entered the tournament in red-hot form, having swept past Zeynep Sönmez 6-2, 6-3 in her opening round. Eala, however, was riding a wave of momentum of her own. Just weeks earlier, she captured her first WTA Tour singles title at the Washington Open, defeating world number 3 Jessica Pegula in the final. She had also stunned defending champion Iga Swiatek at Wimbledon and compiled a remarkable record of 9 victories against top 10 opponents this season. The opening set unfolded like a relentless war of attrition, with both players trading heavy serves and explosive ground strokes. The defining moment of the set arrived in the 5th game, a battle that transcended a single game and became a psychological test between two elite athletes. The game stretched over 20 grueling minutes and reached deuce 13 times. Every time Anisimova earned an advantage point, Eala responded with sharp backhands and brilliant court coverage to level the score. Thousands of spectators watched in breathless silence until, on the 13th deuce, Eala finally converted a critical break point. As she secured the game, the stadium erupted in cheers, and a sea of Philippine flags filled the stands. That epic 20-minute game gave Eala the mental edge she needed. In the 10th game, she struck a blistering backhand winner to close out the first set 6-4, signaling that another major top 10 upset was well within reach. However, Amanda Anisimova quickly demonstrated her top-tier experience. As the clock approached 1:00 a.m., Anisimova began overwhelming Eala with heavy serves and aggressive forehands. Despite Eala's defensive efforts, Anisimova claimed the second set 6-4, forcing a deciding third set. Eala regrouped quickly at the start of the final set, breaking Anisimova's serve immediately and building a 2-0 lead. The stadium roared as the possibility of an upset resurfaced. But then the momentum shifted dramatically. Anisimova went on a 6-game winning streak to seal a 6-4, 4-6, 2-6 comeback victory as the physical toll of the first 2 sets finally exhausted the young Filipina star. In her post-match press conference, Eala appeared visibly disappointed and emotional. She revealed that a controversial decision by the umpire during a crucial moment disrupted her rhythm and composure. Following that call, she struggled to regain the mental focus that had propelled her through previous tournament wins, allowing Anisimova to capitalize. Despite her frustration, Eala offered no excuses and commended Anisimova's strong performance. Eala now turns her attention to the US Open, which begins on August 30 in New York. According to her coach, Joan Bosch, this defeat serves as a valuable learning experience that will make her stronger for the challenges ahead. The atmosphere inside the main press room at the Lindner Family Tennis Center was noticeably somber. Minutes after walking off the court, Eala sat before the media, visibly drained from the 3-set thriller that had stretched past midnight. The emotional weight of the loss was evident. Her eyes reflected the raw pain of a match that had slipped away just as victory seemed within reach. For a player who had spent the entire summer surprising the tennis world with her steady composure, seeing her so openly hurt was a reminder of how much this match meant to her. When asked about the pivotal moment in the 3rd set, Eala spoke candidly about the controversial call from the chair umpire that completely disrupted her rhythm. Holding a 2-0 lead in the decider, she felt in complete control of her strategy and movement. However, the disputed call led to an extended break in momentum. In a sport where matches are won and lost on split-second mental adjustments, that single interruption proved fatal. Eala admitted that she struggled to regain the quiet focus that had carried her to victories over top 10 players earlier in the season. As her concentration wavered, Amanda Anisimova seized the opening, elevating her service power and punishing any short returns. Despite the frustration surrounding the call, Eala refused to shield herself behind excuses. She openly acknowledged Anisimova's relentless fight and tactical adjustments in the final 6 games, praising the American for finding her absolute best tennis under immense pressure. The loss was a bitter pill to swallow, particularly because of the overwhelming backing from the Filipino community in Ohio, whose passionate cheering had transformed the court into a home stadium for her. In her own post-match interview, Anisimova was quick to highlight the extraordinary challenge Eala had presented. Recognizing the sheer determination required to survive that 20-minute, 13-juice game in the first set, Anisimova called Eala a true fighter and commended her rapid rise on the WTA Tour. She noted that facing Eala in front of such a vocal, patriotic crowd was one of the toughest environments she had played in all year, but praised the energy it brought to the court. With the Cincinnati campaign officially over, Eala and her coach, Joan Bosch, are already shifting their focus toward final adjustments before heading to New York for the US Open, starting August 30. Coach Bosch emphasized that while the result hurts, the underlying metrics of Eala's performance remain extremely positive. She proved her physical recovery from a previous ankle issue, held her ground against one of the hit-hardest players on tour, and continued to show world-class point construction. The key area of focus moving forward will be managing mid-match momentum shifts and closing out leads when under pressure. Eala closed her press appearance with a direct message of gratitude to her fans, promising to convert the pain of this defeat into fuel for the final Grand Slam of the season. Video outro script. Eala's run in Cincinnati may have ended in heartbreak, but her performance against world number 10, Amanda Anisimova, proved once again that she belongs on the biggest stages in world tennis. From an epic 20-minute game to battling through tough momentum swings, the 21-year-old Filipina star showed the heart of a champion. With the US Open right around the corner on August 30, all eyes will be on New York to see how Eala responds on the Grand Slam stage. Part 3, Strategic Lessons, US Open Outlook, and the Unstoppable Phenomenon. The dust has settled in Mason, Ohio, but the tactical implications of Eala's clash against Amanda Anisimova are being analyzed across the tennis community. As coach Joan Bosch and Eala review the match footage before heading to Flushing Meadows, the focus centers on tactical adjustments. The first set demonstrated Eala's tactical brilliance, targeting Anisimova's forehand wing on deep cross-court rallies and varying her service placement to keep the powerful American off balance. The 20-minute, 13-juice game was a masterclass in patient point construction, proving Eala can stand toe-to-toe with the hardest hitters on the tour. However, the rapid shift in the third set highlighted an area for growth, managing high-stress momentum shifts when opponents adjust their strategy. After the controversial call at 2-0 in the final set, Anisimova stepped up her aggression, hitting closer to the baselines and shortening points to prevent Eala from establishing long rallies. The coaching team recognizes that when elite power hitters make tactical adjustments mid-match, Eala must counter with quicker serve +1 variation and reset her mental pace between points. Addressing these minor tactical gaps is the final step in turning tight 3-set battles against top 10 rivals into victories. Physically, the performance in Cincinnati provided crucial reassurance. Following concern over an ankle issue earlier in Toronto, Eala moved fluidly across the hard courts, showing no signs of physical restriction during 3 grueling sets against a top opponent. Her court coverage, lateral movement, and stamina through midnight conditions confirmed she is in peak condition for the demanding 2-week grind of a Grand Slam tournament. Looking ahead to the US Open starting August 30 in New York, Eala enters as a serious main draw contender rather than an underdog. With 9 top 10 victories already this season, a WTA title in Washington, and a 4th-round run at Wimbledon, her trajectory is clear. Opponents now scout her aggressively, recognizing her backhand as one of the most lethal weapons on tour. The pressure on her shoulders has grown, but so has her maturity on the court. Beyond statistics and rankings, the tournament highlighted the undeniable impact of the Eala phenomenon. The sea of Philippine flags and the late-night chants at the Lindner Family Tennis Center proved that her matches create an atmosphere unique in modern tennis. For the global Filipino community, Eala represents national pride and historic achievement on the world stage. As she arrives in New York, the defeat in Cincinnati will serve not as a setback, but as essential preparation. The foundation is set, her game is sharp, and the tennis world is watching as Eala prepares to take center stage at the US Open. What did you think of the match and the controversial call in the third set? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.